Wow. That is, that just boggles my mind right there. The Flav saying that he's going to create the single greatest horse in IPW history. He and what looks to be the second coming, starting off this new faction, if you will. They have some big shoes to fill because, you ask me, I would say the most dominant group, team, collective unit ever in IPW history has been the Inhumane Society. So for Flav to come out here, he's definitely starting out with a bang, putting the second coming, the tag team champions. Each of these guys are a two-time tag team champion, and Vin Cross being the only person to have a single title reign with multiple partners. These guys are no joke. A lot of people do. They think they're a joke and they take them lightly, and that's where they fail. So I guess this is just shocking, and for Flav to say that he's just starting with these two.
So we're supposed to be out here in some type of a match tonight. I think it was supposed to be against who's that guy? He's about yay tall, looks like a Wookiee. Havyk. We're supposed to be facing Havyk, and while he's big and bad and tough and all, we're the tag champions. And last I checked, he doesn't even have a partner because he said it was going to be some mystery. So I would like to see what Havyk's got in store for us.
We are definitely anxious, and we have been waiting, trying to figure out who Havyk has had for a partner. There have been a few rumors, I guess, that I've heard, names popping around, and I don't know. Havyk himself, a former tag champion, with a partner back then. The second coming actually defeated to win the title several months ago, and his partner was Project Matthew. That name's been floating around as possibly, those two trying to get back in, and I honestly don't know. I'm looking forward to it. That's just some speculations from one man, but I haven't seen anybody in the back that would tip my hat at. I guess I don't know. I'm at a loss right now, trying to figure out what Havyk has got in store for the second coming here.
I have been waiting a long time for this moment. I've got you two geeks. And you want to know what my mystery partner is? Apparently, we found your new partner.
I'm not quite sure if he was throwing out some innuendos there towards the second coming in their ways.
But you want to know who my mystery partner is? Well, it doesn't matter. Since you guys apparently have a partner, let's make this a six-man tag.
Hell yeah!
But let's still have those titles on the line. How about it, Mr. Peterson? No. You guys want to see Chance Cordova, Vin Cross, and tag team titles? Yes. Let's make it happen. Bring out your partners. Partner number one is Ian the Thief Wellington.
Oh, what a shocker right there. That is just amazing. One of the youngest and best up-and-coming talents that the IPW locker room has. Ian beat Wellington. This is just a huge announcement. I may have missed who he was actually saying was the other one. I think Havyk announced it, and I might have just missed it. I might need to keep my big mouth shut there. Let's see if I don't see anybody else coming out. Is this going to be a 2-on-3 handicap? No way. Making his Delta return, the Freak? Are you serious? Oh, waiting to see. I haven't seen him come out yet. I guess I'm at a loss trying to figure out. I'm only seeing two people right now, but they're calling for the Freak. Could it be that Yes, there he is, the Freak back in action at IPW, a former IPW tag champion himself. A little history note that the Second Coming and the Freak have had a long history up and down the roads as well. And right here in Delta, one of the most brutal matches that Delta has ever seen, one of the most brutal matches that Impact Pro Wrestling has ever seen, was the IPW scaffold match. And actually saw the Second Coming, Chance Cordova back then, was, one of the members of Second Coming against the Asylum, which Freak was one of the members there. And that was when the Second Coming first lost their tag titles, with Chance Cordova falling off a 20-foot scaffolding. I guess, you know what? Just seeing these guys back in the ring, and Havyk has definitely got a couple good partners right here for him. It looks like we're going to start off this 6-man First Blood tag match with Ian the Beef Wellington and Vin Cross. Two circling each other. Vin definitely starting to stay in the center of the ring and take control of it. Nice waist lock. Low knee. Club to the back on Ian Wellington. Irish whip off the ropes. Ian ducks the clothesline. Head scissors takeover right there on Vin Cross. Chance Cordova coming in. A duck. And I'm not quite sure what. There we go. Chance Cordova taken back over. Powerbomb set up. And a Hurricane Rana. Ian is on a house of fire right there, and a straight punch right between the eyes on Ian Wellington. Looks like an arm wringer reversed by Ian Wellington. Another one, whipping Vin Cross all the way over, just planting him right on his back. Vin Cross rolling back. And Ian keeping tight on that arm. Havyk coming in the ring. Vicious elbow right there to the shoulder. And again, he's just clubbing away right there at that shoulder, trying to rip Vin Cross's arm off. I suppose if you just rip his arm off, I guess we can get some blood showing that way. For those of you that don't know, rules to a First Blood match are simple. It's in the name of the match. The first team to bleed, the match is over. They lose. And with the IPW tag belts on the line, this can just be so chaotic. Freak right there, just gnawing on the knuckles, gnawing on the fingers, trying to cause Vin Cross to bleed right there. Vin Cross squealing like a stuck pig, and Ian Wellington back in, just breaking on that arm. They're methodically trying to take apart the Second Coming. This is probably the best plan of attack I have seen out of a team as of late, trying to take out the Second Coming, using their own game plan. And Vin Cross right there taking advantage, breaking the eyes. Attacking Chance Cordova, coming in the ring. Oh, brutal shot right into the gut. Ponying out. Oh, and a rib breaker. Plants him down, goes for a pin. And like we saw earlier. Havyk in the ring just beating on him. We saw that earlier, and like I said, we may see it a couple more times yet tonight. I'll be kind of shocked and amazed if we don't. Huge body slam on Ian. And in comes the pimpologist, Flav, with sure enough, the flavor of love, a straight jumping punch to the face. It definitely looks like the Second Coming starting to get a plan of attack. Ian firing back up, attacking Vin Cross right there. And a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Lifts him right back up and goes into backdrop suplex. Just taking him out. Crowd trying to get behind Ian, trying to root him on a little bit. And Chance Cordova and Vin Cross showing why they're the tag champions, just not giving Ian Wellington any room to breathe, keeping him isolated in that half of the ring on their side and just keeping it close. Chance Cordova biting that and punching the forehead, definitely trying to rip open that face right there of Ian Wellington. And like we just heard him say, that's definitely what he's trying to do. Chance Cordova calling for a punch. Showing a huge insecurity right there. And in comes the Freak. Fire clothesline right in the jaw. Another one. The Freak has got Chance Cordova rocking and reeling right now, and he is not letting up. Slam ahead into the turnbuckle. Irish whip cross corner. And I believe he calls this the freak accident. Clothesline followed up by a bulldog. Vin crossing and clubbing to the back. Mike Frost trying to do everything he can to just control the base. In comes Havyk. Ian Wellington coming in. They're just, everything is breaking loose. Chance grabbing Freak by the hair. Gets it over to the corner. And he's got Vin. I believe I saw a tag right there. And a kick to the face with Freak just draped over the ropes. And I think that may be a bite. I don't really want to know what the Freak was doing right there. Vin Cross just choking him out, and he's trying to choke the life out of him, it looks like. I'm going to call that a hair mare. I don't think that there was any snap to it. I think that was all hair, just flipping him over. Elbow right off the ropes. Driving it right into the face, it looks like, and punches again. Second coming, it looks like their plan of attack is just to keep punching in the face, and hopefully they'll, break somebody open that way. Irish whip to Freak cross corner. Vin Cross running in. Ooh, running back elbow. Chance Cordova in. Ooh, a huge punk knee. And here comes the Flav. Oh, this is slap to the face. And I'm not sure the Freak liked that too much. Vin Cross back in, kicking him a little south of the border right there. Firing in some stiff forearms in on him. Looks like tag made to Chance Cordova. Irish whip, not quite sure. Oh, and a running forearm. Freak getting whipped off. And a high knee right to the face. And there he is, back into the punches, just trying to bust him open. That is definitely the second coming's plan of attack. They usually have a good method, a good theory, some type of a plan on how to retain those titles. And it looks like in this first blood match, that is what the plan is just taking it to him, punching him as hard as they can, as often as they can in the face. Chance Cordova lifting up the Freak. I'm not quite sure what he's going for here. This is a little interesting. For a first blood match, going high risk. Freak diving headbutts. Another headbutt right there to Chance Cordova, knocking him back down to the mat. Turn it around. Freak's calling for it. There it is, the middle rope clothesline, the no freaking way. Just folds Chance Cordova inside out. And he's grabbing a hold of him. Makes the tag. In comes Havyk. In comes Vin Cross. Clothesline. He is just taking it to him. Body slam right there. Dumping Vin Cross rather on his head. There's one for Chance Cordova. Looks like Havyk is just being an equal opportunist right here and just attacking them as well. Belly to belly, overhead, release, and here comes a German dumping Chance Cordova on the back of his head. And he's going for the pimpologist, bringing in Flav. What has he got in store for him? Up on the shoulder, looks like he's going for a power slam. Vin Cross pulling Flav back down, and they're raking the eyes again. We may be in trouble here. All 6 men in the ring. Wait, scratch that. Chance Cordova, Freak going to the outside. Flav is hightailing it out of there with Ian in hot pursuit. Running around the ring. Vin Cross and Havyk, they're even outside there. Everybody's just going, they're going crazy. They're just running around. Chaos is just, this is insane. Looks like Chance Cordova in there. Vin Cross and Havyk, they're brawling on their way to the back. I'm going to see if we can't get a camera back there. I'm not quite sure if we can, with just a one-camera routine here. Maybe we might try to get this out of I'm going to stay right here and call the action as I can in the ring. I'm hearing lots of things going back. Freak rolling in, and he's got Chance Cordova up, and a pile driver drops him right on his head. Chance Cordova kind of turned inside out. Freak's going over, and he's grabbing a chair, bringing that thing in. I think somebody just got slammed in the table back in the back. I just heard something going on, and I hear Flav screaming like a little girl. Chance Cordova on wobbly legs from that pile driver. Turns around. Oh, steel chair right to the mush. Freak just being relentless. He wasn't swinging that. He wasn't even going to try to hold on to that by any means. He was just pitching that one. see if we can't see. You know, we may have got Chance Cordova busted up from right there. Trying to pay attention. You know, he's on the other side. Nope, doesn't look like he's definitely not bleeding right now. Freak is definitely going back at it for some more. He's trying to take it to him. And another pile driver setting up right here. Can it be? Oh, and a pile driver right on top of that ridge of the chair. Sitting there, I can't quite see. Freak is calling for blood. We may have got Chance Cordova busted open right now. He's showing the crowd. Where's referee Mike Frost? We're looking for him. How comes Vin Cross running in? What has he got in his... Is that a ketchup bottle? Squirting ketchup in the Freak's face? Oh, you are not going to have it this way. Here comes Flav again. Here comes Ian Wellington. Here comes Havyk. Vin Cross being bailed out. And here comes referee Mike Frost. Referee Mike Frost is getting in the ring. Chance Cordova has definitely been busted open. And Mike Frost calling for the bell. Calling for the bell. He sees a Freak, and Freak's just, he's red. He's definitely looking red. Freak's trying to explain that it's just ketchup. And referee Mike Frost, he called for the bell. He called it. He saw red, so that's what he's doing. Trying to put the boots to Vin Cross over there. Mike Frost has gotten out of the ring, and we may have a public lynching on our hands right now. They're picking up Flav. We've got the pinballogist in the ring, and he is definitely outnumbered 3-1. I'm not quite sure what they've got in store for him. And he's up on the shoulder. And a power slam right there from Havyk, just driving Flav to the mat. He was throwing down on the spine. They are definitely trying to get a little in. And you just heard the bell right there. You heard Troy Peterson calling for it, making the official announcement that Mike Frost, the referee, you know, and to his credit, he actually saw. He looked out there. He saw that the Freak was just covered. He was red all over his face. Chance Cordova definitely, we can see a little bit right there on the towel. He was definitely busted open. He's covering his face with the towel. He did not want the referee to see that he actually was busted open. And the second coming, doing anything they can to win. I think they just pulled the wool over the eyes, so to speak, of referee Mike Frost. And they just stole their tag titles back. Havyk demanding a rematch. It looks like everybody's all fired up. The crowd is just... They cannot believe what they have just witnessed. The crowd was just cheated out of having new tag champions crowned. Crowd definitely chanting for a rematch. They want it. I think we deserve it. I think we need to see a rematch. Six-man tag. I know I'm right here with the fans. I want to see it. I want it to happen. I want these guys to have another shot at those titles.